Alrighty, guys, time for another Palantir stock update. We're going to break down the charts, kind of what's going on with the company right now, my thoughts, and we'll break down the earnings projections, EPS, revenue, kind of to do an update on that because this company's set to report earnings in less than a week. So if y'all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. It's free, guys, and don't forget to follow me on X at Stas Talk Stocks. Link down below. We're almost at 1,000 followers. We're almost there. So with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So let me tell you, you all know at this point the stock market's been all over the place and Palantir stock has been all over the place as well. Today Palantir went down 30 cents, down about 2%, 1.92 to be exact, and we pretty much downtrended all day. And in the pre-market, guys, we almost broke into the $14 range, which is pretty nuts. You guys can see yesterday we closed at about what, $15.60, and in the pre-market we got to $15.05. We almost broke again into that $14 range, and notice how today we actually rallied into open. If you guys take a look at this and I zoom in a bit, we hit 15.05 like I said, and by the time the market's open, we were right back to 15.60. Then we saw a pump at open to about 15.90, and that's where we ended up selling off pretty much for the rest of the day. And remember, yesterday, like I said, we ended up closing at about 15.60. That was support pretty much all day, and that's kind of where, I mean, not exactly, but that general range is where we failed to break and hold above today, right? Which is not a good sign overall for the bulls, not a good sign at all. If I actually zoom in on the intraday chart again, you guys can see if I extend this to the right, let me show you this. We failed to break out of that pretty much for, the second half of the day. And yes, we did break above 1560 earlier in the day, but we failed to hold above it. And the fact that we ended up dumping here in the middle of the day back to the low 15s, it's not a good sign overall for the bulls, and the fact that we close under 1560 makes it even worse. So at this point, heading into earnings, Palantir is not looking good at all in the past 5 days, and that's, just looking at the charts, right? Obviously, the fundamentals for this company are still there. I mean, I don't think they're deteriorating. I'm pretty sure you guys don't think so either. It's just, the short term, the stock market being the stock market and Palantir being a volatile stock, well, it is getting a beating. On the 5-day, we're down now about $2.50 from the recent highs, or around percentage-wise, 12%. So we're in correction territory for sure. And on the 20-day chart, let me show you this. We're down from $18.40 to about $15 and what, 30 cents, or about 16%, guys. So we are taking a beating, that's for sure. On Palantir, we're under the moving averages on pretty much all time frames at this point, and we do have a death cross on all time frames pretty much as well. And here on the 4-hour time frame, guys, now with the last couple of days of trading, them being for the most part red, we're now under the moving averages on here as well, and we have a head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart as well. If we zoom in, you guys can see here on the 4-hour, pretty much ever since the last, or over the last month of trading, we've gotten ourselves in this head and shoulders. You guys can see right here the left shoulder of the head, and then we have the right shoulder right here. And there could be some more downside, arguably, to the mid-13s, $14 range as well. Totally possible there, as that's been support over the course of the last 2 months, actually over 2 months at this point in time. So PLTR, guys, it's in a very interesting spot. With all that being said, we're arguably still holding, as of now, a higher low. If I show you guys this on the 4-hour chart, look at that trend line I just drew, right? We hit $7 back in May. We held the higher low at about $14 about a month ago. And here where we are now, guys, believe it or not, it's the moment of truth at this point, at this trend line, because if we do dump under here, we could be slipping even further. Like I said, 14, mid-13s, and then if that were to break, guys, oof, it would get worse. To the downside, you could argue Palantir goes to $10, $12. I mean, it could really go either way at this point, as we are in a wedge overall on the 4-hour chart, as you guys can see right here. So earnings are coming up on, I believe, the 1st or 2nd of November. Let me see. Yes, 2nd of November in the morning, which, what day is that? Let me see exactly what day that is. Let me pull up the calendar, guys, so I can tell you what day that is. It's on the 2nd, which is on Thursday. So next Thursday, a week from today, guys, we have Palantir set to report these earnings in the morning, which is going to make for a pretty interesting day of trading on Tuesday and or Thursday rather, and on Wednesday as well, for sure, the days leading up to the earnings report. So let me pull up this and show you all these estimates very quickly. And by the way, if you're finding value in this video, hit that like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Again, it's completely free to do that. So Palantir right now is sitting at a market cap of around, let's see, I think what, 32 billion dollars, and of course that's come down over the past couple of weeks. At one point recently, it was pushing a $40 billion market cap. Now we're back to 33 billion heading into these earnings. And not to bore you too long, but let me pull up this analysis tab and show you all what these projections are looking like, so you all can see what I'm looking at right here, guys. Right? Yep, you can see based on 14 analysts for the quarter coming up here, they're looking to do on average 6 cents in EPS versus last year where they did a cent, 1 penny, in other words, guys, of EPS. And we have the low estimate at 5 cents and the high estimate being the same as the average, 6 cents. And we can see if we come down a little bit more when it comes to revenue. Based on 11 analysts, we have the average at 555 million, the low estimate's 553, and the high estimate for revenue is sitting at $557 million, almost 558, and that's pretty much that's a very tight range. I mean, $4 million of revenue there, between average, low, and high. And the year ago sales were $470 million, and that means if they do, let's say, $555 million in revenue, they're pushing almost 20% revenue growth, which is actually pretty good, 18.1% to be exact. Pretty good. Obviously not what it once was, but there could be a lot of news coming up that, well, could spike up that revenue growth moving forward. Obviously, you guys know there's a chance that Palantir secures this massive contract. Let me actually pull this up and show you guys. I'm sure you all have heard this, but Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel has negotiated a service contract with the United Kingdom's National Health Service. The 5-year contract aims to strengthen the NHS's data analysis capabilities, with Palantir providing access to its artificial intelligence tools. And Yahoo Finance's Brad Smith and Sienna Smith break down the details in this video, which we're not going to watch. But coming down a little bit more here, Peter Thiel is set to secure a contract with the UK's National Health Service. Now the controversial 5-year contract is valued at more than $480 million, and it's meant to enhance the NHS's data analysis capabilities. And many, though, criticize the NHS association with the analytics company Palantir, citing patient data privacy concerns, something that we know has been top of mind and an issue for some time. But when it comes to Palantir, whether or not that's going to materially move the business, we're seeing some excitement around this, with shares up about 2%. That's when they actually published this article. But that's something that, of course, everybody in the Palantir community, everybody tracking the stock, is watching, because that's a huge deal and will for sure in the short term, in my opinion, of course, nothing's guaranteed, but, well, I don't want to say for sure then, but there's going to be some movement probably in the short term. If we do end up getting that contract locked in, we'll see. Time will tell, guys. But overall, yeah, that's a quick breakdown on Palantir, as again, the stock is set to report, or the company set to report, earnings in a week here, and we're now down about $5 from the recent, not all-time high, but the recent high on the 4-hour chart, being about a 25% drop, from, $20 to $15 where we are now. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to get your free stocks from Moomoo. I'm telling you guys, this is the best promo right now by far. Use that link down below, or just simply go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get 5 stocks, each up to $2,000 right off the bat, and you get another free share of SoFi stock on top of that. And if you fund your account at least $1,000 on top of those 6 stocks you just got, you get 10 more stocks, also each of which could be valued up to $2,000. So what are you waiting for? Use that link down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And full disclosure, guys, that is an affiliate link. It helps out the channel. I appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next one.